So now let's go submit. Now we go back down and look at that again. Okay, now look at that. Wonderful. I've got all greens there, and I've got this page priority set up to high. Okay. Now, I would go through this process for every page on the website, and I would make sure that I was all in the green, of course. Now, if you have a page that you don't want indexed, then it's not really too important to have all this done to that page because you don't really care. You know, I'm just sort of one of those people, though. You know, I like everything to look really good. So even on pages that I don't want indexed, I go in and make sure they have a page title and everything. And so I can look down my list and go, gosh, I'm wonderful. Look, my website's all green everywhere. Okay. Now, the other thing is on these priorities, when you set the priorities, if you go through, some people have a tendency to go, oh, every one of my pages is important. If you go through and set all of them at important, and when the spider looks at it, you know, he's going to go, yeah, right. And so then you don't gain anything, okay? So when you go through your site, try to be realistic. Mark your pages that are important up, mark your pages that aren't too important down, so that it looks good. And I don't know, I'm just, you know, I believe in doing things right, not trying to trick the system, okay? Mark the pages that are important as important, mark the pages that aren't as not, and mark the pages in the middle, okay? Set your priorities right. If it looks good, I think you're going to get more bang out of it than you would if you just go through and try to trick it, okay? So that is the important part of doing this, okay? Now, there are some other things that you can do. You can actually do what's called overrides on our software, and so you can set it up so that, you know, it will not do certain things, and I'm not going to go into that. Typically, I don't mess around with that. You know, some other people do, but if you want instructions for that, I'll give you a place to go where you can set up your overrides. But for today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple, and we're not going to worry about overrides. So, okay. So now let's pretend like I've gone through my website, and oh, look how wonderful, everything's green. I don't have any red X's. Okay, my site's all set up. And I've done a wonderful job with writing good titles and descriptions, and they're all there. Okay, so now we are ready to serve our site up to Google. We're ready to create the sitemap. Okay, so let's return out of here back to our menu, and we'll leave it there so because we've got to come back in a minute and I'll have to show you something else. Okay, so now we've got that all set up. What we need to do is we need to plug ourselves into Google. Okay, and what will happen is when Google Spider comes to our website watches for it with this secret software package that runs underneath our sitemap software. And as soon as that spider hits the website, it goes, oh yes, you want information. You want that sitemap information, and it goes back through all of that information that you've typed into those meta tags. And if you use the overrides file, it uses all that information and instantly prepares it, puts it on a silver platter, and hands it to Google's Spider. And so that saves Google's Spider work, and it can move on through its life better and be more productive. So we're happy, and Google's happy. Okay, so we've got everything ready on this end, save one thing, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, and so now let's look at what we have to do to plug this into Google. Now we need to go to Google, and the best way you can get here is you type in, just do a search on Google Webmaster Tools. Okay, you can see here I'm already on the page, and excuse me. What you want to do, I'm already logged into my site, and you can have multiple sites in your Webmaster Tools, and you can do more things here than just link to the website and set up your sitemap. Okay, and you can see down here some of the things, and I'm not going to go into too much detail into Webmaster Tools, other than so you know what they are. They've got all the documentation and the information, so you can look through it. Okay, so let's just go through. What we want to do is we want to add our site to Google's Webmaster Tools. Okay, so we go add a site. It's telling us to add the URL. I haven't done this for a while, so bear with me. Okay, so now we've typed in that website and we click on continue. And the wheels turn. Okay, now Google has set up this Webmaster Tools. They don't want you messing around with sites that aren't yours, okay? So they want to validate the fact that this website actually belongs to you, okay? And so there are several different ways that you can do that, but the easiest method is they will give you a little file and you just copy it up to your account, and then when the spider or when their program gets there, it will actually go in there and look at it and say, oh, by gosh, he got the file we gave him and he does have the capability. It must be his site because he put the file on the site. So now he can be validated, and we know that he must have some control of that site. Okay, so that's a two-step process here. What we need to do is we need to get this special permission or this special verification file. Okay, so we come down here and we click on download the file, and it's just like an absolutely nothing file. Okay, and so now we've downloaded that file. Let me pull it off here and just put it on my desktop so I've got it there so I can find it easily. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to go back to my website and I need to put that, see the second instruction here, upload the file to shirtsforyou.com, and it needs to go in our main directory. So I go back to my website and I go to Easy File Manager. Okay, gravy. Here I'm in my main directory. Now I go upload a file. Where is it? There it is. And let me slide it over so you can see it. Okay. And now let me go to my desktop and find the file. The file typically starts with Google, so if I come down here to the G's, oh, now we're looking at all the stuff on my computer, of which there is a plenty. Okay, Google, where is it? Google, here we go. Okay, see the first part of it says Google, and then my secret code number. Okay, so I click on that, I push open, now I upload it. Voila, there's nothing in the file really. And so I close it, and voila, it'll appear on my list. Okay, see here it is. Now I've got my verification file. Just for the heck of it, let me show you what's in it. Okay, nothing. One line of, let me pull it over. It's off the side there. Okay, the file contains one line of text, Google site verification, and then a number that is assigned specifically to you. Okay, that's all it takes. But you've put it on your website now so that Google can know that you actually have some control of this website. So now let's go back to Google. Okay, and it says here, confirm successful upload by visiting this link. So now we click on this link. Okay, and it's saying, yep, you had it there, so you're good to go. Okay, so we know it's there, and of course we looked at it in our system, but now we know that Google can see it as well, so it's actually there. So now we need to do the actual verification. So when we click on the verify button, Google will go actually out to our website and read that file and go, oh my gosh, you're so wonderful, you did exactly what we told you to do, and so now you're verified. Congratulations, you have successfully verified your website Shirts for You. Okay, so now we're in like Flynn. Google likes us because that we're there. Okay, now Google knows that we exist and that we are on the planet. Okay, and we can go do all of the other things to this website. They do. And like I said, Webmaster Tools gives us more things than just Sitemap. It allows us to do a whole bunch of things. Let me just kind of walk you through here real quick and give you a real quick overview of it. Okay, it'll actually tell you when the spider crawls it. That's what they call it, when it reads it in and parses or breaks your site apart and puts it into their database. It will tell you if there are any errors. It gives you some other information. Okay. Okay. So anyway, let's just look through this. Here's our configuration. We can do settings, site links, URL parameters. We can change your address. We can set up different users on our account and things. Okay. The health, we can look for any errors. We can look for when the spider crawls our site. So we can actually look into Google's magic thing and see what they're doing with us. Any URLs that are blocked. Okay. We can look at the site as Google sees it. We can do a search for malware. Okay. We can also look for searches and links to our websites and all kinds of other good things. Like I say, you can play with this. I'm not going to go into too much. I can help you to optimize it. We're actually interested in the sitemaps thing. If Google has a site or a page in there that we don't want indexed, we can remove a URL from it. And I don't know. Supposedly you can. My experience has been it's a lot easier to get yourself indexed than it is to get out once Google indexes you, okay? Gives you suggestions, keywords, and other things that you can do there. And then they have things that are kind of in their trial, things that you can play with as well, okay?